Hey guys, it's Bethany here on this wonderful, yes, it is a beautiful Wednesday. I'm actually, I think, a minute early, which is unlike me. but and I actually got a shower in today. I did not want to be shown do another live video in my, hey Rachel, in my normal garb these days. Is one of my favorite sweatshirts. I have like about 4 of my favorite sweatshirts and my yoga pants. So that's usually what I'm in. And I thought, you know what, I actually should put some makeup on. My boys were looking at me kind of funny today after I got my shower and my makeup on, and I'm sure my husband when he gets home is gonna be like, where'd you go today? Nowhere. It's about where didn't I want to go. I don't want to go to Crazy Town, and I'm close. I don't know how you other moms are doing, but there's a reason that I don't homeschool. And the sanity level is getting close to the edge of crazy for me. And I love my boys. I have good boys, but, and I have this whole schedule that I've written out on a whiteboard for my sanity, but my boys don't all follow that. They're all very different students. They all get their stuff done. Some need a little more help than others, but it's just kind of crazy. Hey, Sharon. Yes, glad you got your card. Congratulations to you, Sharon. You've been doing really well. Yes, Rachel, are you in Crazy Town too? Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And I have 4 boys. You know, it's like I've got a sophomore who gets his stuff done, but he wants to stay up late and he sleeps in, and I have to like force him out of bed by 10 or 11. And then my 5th grader wants to wake up at 6:30, and he's done with school before most of the boys are even awake, which is awesome. But when I get up and I'm getting breakfast and I want it to be like quiet me time, Gabe's asking me questions, and I'm like, I don't want to do school yet. Ugh. So yeah, Crazy Town. And then when Colt finally starts doing his e-learning, he's the one I need to help more, and he'll be like, I'm done after 10 minutes. And I'm like, no, you're not. And I'll show him all the other things he needs to do. And then he'll be done with that, and he's like, I'm done now, Mom. I'm like, no, you did math and reading now. Now you have to do science and social studies and blah, 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 spelling. So anyhow, it's a little crazy here. But to get you guys away from the crazy, yeah, really, I forced myself to take a shower, and that was my me time today, was taking a shower, I literally locked the door so no kids could come in and ask me any questions. And I took my time to like put on makeup. I was like, that was me time today. And I made them make their own lunches today for the first time. Most of them didn't complain. So it's a crazy time. So let's escape that, everybody. And come look at bright colors and fun with me. So we're going to look at the honeybee bundle today. I'll let you know, because some things are on back order due to the coronavirus, and a lot of things that we get are shipped from China, so we have some issues, but yeah, I'm glad I can make you laugh, guys. But I'm going to show you quick. I had a few orders to run last week, and I just dropped them on people's doorsteps. And I brought little, I think I showed you guys maybe 3 weeks ago how to make cute little Easter baskets. I'm gonna show you how to make an even more simple version of an Easter basket, just using a 6x6 sheet of designer paper. Hey, Holly. These are really quick and simple. So, you know, what I wanted to do, encourage, and what I'm still gonna try to do, I was gonna try to do it this week before Easter, but you can make them just a happy hello to a neighbor. Are little baskets that you could put some kind of saying on the front, and then do a little, just ring their doorbell, knock on the door or something, and leave a little gift for them saying hello. So I had a few people that I had to drop off orders for last week, and I had made monster cookies. So even if you didn't buy candy or whatever, just make some homemade muffins or cookies or something and put them in this little basket, and then you could, give them to your neighbors or a few friends that are kind of close, just to say you love them, for people that you miss. I know we're into the week 4 of quarantine. Hey, Chris. And I really am missing people. So thank you guys for still coming along and saying hi. I feel like I get a little bit of a visit, even though I can't hug you. This is just good to do this. So I'm going to show you first this real easy, I'm telling you, it's super easy, little basket that you could put together, and it doesn't take a whole lot of time. So let me turn it around and we will show you. Now, hang on, my son has a question. What do you need, Sam?
My sketch had like a little bit of water, so
Did you put a little more in and spill it a little?
Well, yeah, and then I took a water bottle and put some in.
Okay, you gave him more water. Thank you. So I showed you guys a few weeks ago this basket that's really cute. Takes a little bit more measurements. Oh, thank you for the Facebook hug, Chris. I need as many hugs as I can get. I'm really craving them. I'm glad at least my 4-year-old gives me hugs. And my husband every once in a while. Okay, so this Easter basket took a little bit more measurements and stuff, but what I'm going to show you is this cute, and I'll tell you, my friend Stephanie made me this cute little button bag that she sewed up, and I actually keep my like brads and buttons and some of the things in here. It's so cute. And it looked like a pretty simple design, like you just fold it in. So I was looking up more simple ways to make a basket, and this is just out of a 6x6 sheet of paper. So let me show you how easy this is, and you could use any paper. If you have any floral paper, I'm going to show you a real simple example with if you want to keep it more neutral, or say you want to make some masculine ones for a guy neighbor. So all you have to do is score it at 2 inches on every side. So I'm going to move my paper by the 2-inch mark. If you can see it, let me turn it a little bit. At the 2-inch mark, and we have a score tool, or you can just use the score tool right on your paper trimmer. Our paper trimmer has a score tool as well. So I'm scoring it at 2 inches on every side. So that's easy to remember, right? 2 inches on every side. So what are you other moms doing to like stay out of crazy town and stay sane? All right, now I'm going to cut along just 2 of the edges, just on 2 opposite sides. So you'll make 4 cuts, okay? Following the score line until it intersects. And then do that on the opposite side. I'll move my paper trimmer because I don't need that anymore. Go all the way to the intersection there. Okay, then you just fold along your score lines. So I didn't cut that one far enough to the score line. So you see I've only cut 4 cuts. The rest of them stay scored. And guys, this is so easy. You just fold in the 2 middle ones. Okay, so that's the center. And then all you have to do is fold these in diagonally until these corners cross. Okay? So you're just making these pieces come in. And then you'll cover up those things. But this is super simple, right? So I'm going to put a piece right inside here in this corner. This is my tear and tape. Typically when I'm doing boxes or some kind of 3D object, I like using my tear and tape. Okay, and then I'll put, I mean you don't necessarily have to, but I'll put a little piece on the inside square there, because that's just like a flap that you could cut down if you want, but you don't have to. And then just stick that to the inside. Then the same thing on this side. Look how fast that is. Guys, this is so easy. If you have extra, hey Leah, you're making cards now? Awesome. That makes me happy. So glad people are making cards. This is the time to be making cards and making happy things. Sending happy mail, right? Especially we're week 4 quarantine. People need to know that they're loved and that they're missed and that you miss their face and you want a hug, and send them a hug in the mail. And this is why I'm kind of encouraging you guys to send off these little baskets. Go around and deliver a few. I know they say only be out and about if you have to, but I think it's essential to make people happy. And if you know of like a family that's grieving and you can't really give them hugs, but drop by their doorstep and leave them a few treats. Like I said, give them some baked goods or something. Okay, so isn't that so simple? You just fold those in, and there's the body of your basket. Then all you have to do is, this is the pretty label punch. Have a punch or a die or something that's big enough that will kind of cover over the crossed part there, and take away from your the folds there. Now I'm just going to use basic black and say hello. This is with the B bundle, the B stamp set. Hello. And then my friend, I love this saying, my friend, from the new Ornate Thanks stamp set that goes with that whole Ornate Garden. You know what, I'll stick with black, and then I'll stamp a B in yellow. Hello, my friend. If you just want to say a simple hello to someone, and then you can put that on there. And I've already stamped and cut out a little B from that B bundle. I'm going to add some dimensionals on the back. Here I just used the border of the dimensionals. Don't throw away those border dimensionals. You can still use those. They're awesome. And this one, just to add a little bit of color, I'll use one of my pineapple punch, one of my yellow blends, and add some yellow stripes in there just to add a little bit of a pop of color. And put a little dimensional, rip off a little piece of that on that B, make him pop up. And I got a little bit of a smudge in the black on there, so I'll just cover that up. Hello, isn't that so cute? You could have a little jar, if you're a honey maker, like Holly. You could put a little cute jar of honey in there. Wouldn't that be so cute with the bee? Yes, it would. Then it's still using 6x6. Now, I think this one I used is at least 7 inches long by a 1/2 inch. This one, I just used a 6x6 piece. So it's going to be a little bit shorter, but that's okay. And I'll just put my handle on by putting just a couple little pieces. So you don't want to cover your whole handle because you don't want it all to be sticky. Just the pieces that are going to stick to your basket. And then you connect it. You don't want to connect it to here, though. That would be too wide. You connect it to just behind where the tallest point is. You put the handle on. And how cute is that? With a little yellow handle and the little bee. See how fast I just made that? Awesome. You could have a few cookies, a few little mini muffins, some candies in there. And here's an Easter one. Happy Easter, happy spring, happy, happy everything. So isn't that cute? You guys like it? Tell me, send me the love. So those are some easy, really easy Easter baskets if you have extra. And even if you have extra 12 by 12 paper, you can cut that simply, really simply up into 6x6 pieces, right? And make some cute baskets. Holly, I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you're still there. Wouldn't that be a cute little thing to put some honey in and tell people thank you for orders? So cute. So this is a fun one too, but it was a little more complex. I am kind of a lazy stamper, so anytime that I find something that's like, oh my goodness, that's super simple. I didn't even have to write that down. I could just remember, score 2 inches all the way around. So fun little basket. So glad you guys like that. Little Easter basket. Because Easter is just around the corner. And then I know it's kind of too late to order Easter stuff right now, in order to get it there in time. But I already showed you, that's why I showed you the timeless tulips a while ago. This is what I love about Stampin' Up! Is it's not just Easter too, right? I mean, tulips can be any kind of occasion. And I love that this one has a comfort in it. So for someone who's grieving, it's got a Mother's Day, so you still have time to do a Mother's Day. It's got birthday, just a hello. What a beautiful difference one single life makes. Then it's got the happy Easter one. A get well soon. So tulips can be for any occasion. Let me see if I'm going the right way. There's a few more Easter ones. This is really Easter, but hey, if you sell eggs, more and more people are getting chickens and sell eggs. I do have the dies to the Dino Days, and that's what this little cracked egg matches. So you could make some cute. Here, somebody added little bunny ears to the chicks. Very cute. You always brighten my day. May your Easter be full of happiness. And here's to a new beginning. So it could be for baby cards. This is why I love Stampin' Up! Because you can do this for so many different occasions. It doesn't have to be Easter. And here's 2 more. This one's called Easter Promise. So it's a pretty flower set that has, may the promise of his wonderful gift fill your heart with peace and joy. Again, more than ever, we need to send messages of hope to people right now, even if it's not an Easter message. Welcome Easter has this cute little chick, bunny, and lamb, and it's got Welcome to the World Little One. So again, you can make it for a little baby card, Easter, and just a note, sweet friend for somebody. So again, I love that our stamp sets, even though they may be targeted towards one, like these are more Easterish, but you can make them for anything, right? I did want to show you and remind you, those of you who've gotten the Hold On to Hope stamp set, that's on page 45 in our annual catalog. I love this set. I have used this in a lot of different ways because I love this one for comfort for people or friends who've had just a rough time or going through something. I love Hold On to Hope. And this matches with some really pretty dies, intricate crosses and stuff. I thought I took out some of my cards. Oh, here. Just to show you a few cards I've made with that Hold On to Hope. You're using that one, Leah? Awesome. It's a very pretty set. So here I embossed these in like a sparkly white, the little background flowers, and then I watercolored over watercolor paper. This one was actually stamped by my friend Liz Engel. So she cut out the flower with the die and then cut out the intricate gold cross. This is another one that Liz actually made. So embossed in the background and then stamped over it and then cut it out. Very pretty. This one, I think last year we had these cute little little leafy wreaths, and I thought right away of putting that on a cross. It's very simple, and I just made some of my own hills with white on white. Hold On to Hope. And here I made a little wreath out of the flowers. So there are flowers. This little flower here in that stamp set. So I made and what I did is I drew a light circle in pencil to kind of give myself a guide for putting that around in a wreath. And then I stamped the Hold On to Hope in black, and I cut out a few things. So that's a little more stepped up. So you can do some really simple things with that, or you can really step it up when you have the dies that match with it. So that's another Easter one. I wanted to show you guys Easter stuff since that's coming around the corner. Yes. What? Have you done anything to earn time? Can you hit a bucket of balls?
Didn't you say so?
Tomorrow. Tomorrow's your birthday. I said tomorrow would be a free day. This whole week? No, the week started on Monday. I said Thursday would be a free day. Sorry, questions from my birthday boy tomorrow. I require my boys, and my oldest, my sophomore, thinks I'm a slave driver or something. I require them to do things to earn their screen time. Colt was thinking I was giving him the rest of the week off of not doing that. I said, no, tomorrow on his birthday, I'm giving everyone a free day and no one has to earn time. They can do whatever they want. I mean, almost whatever they want. But Colt was thinking for some reason it started for him now, but no. Okay, so that was a few Easter things that I wanted to show you. I want to tell you about my April to go kit options. So I've got a few options. And sorry that it's getting louder in this house as the kids come inside. They were, I think, spraying each other with the hose outside. So they're coming in and they're very loud. So with a lot of these kit options, you would just send me a check or pay for part of the materials with a credit card and then pay the rest with cash. We can figure out how that all works. I wanted to give lots of options for my to-go kit options because this was going to be something I was going to try to do a class, but I can't have you over to my house right now, so I was trying to think of creative ways to still stamp with you. So the most expensive, but the one that you get the best deal with, is $105. If you pay me $105, I will order the suite for you, and you get a $10 discount off of the bundle itself after shipping and tax, and I give you the class for free. So everything I pre-cut and send to you, I'm doing that for free for you if you order, and that's the whole suite of the Sailing Home suite. And that comes with a lot of stuff. It comes with this stamp set, all the dies that match and cut it out. That comes with all the designer paper, so you get 12 sheets of designer paper. You get a stream of, where did I put the, you get a whole thing of this cool navy twine in there too. You get the whole package of 50 sheets of the Memories and More cards. You get some little metallic elements that come with like a little anchor, little things with this too. Am I missing anything? It comes with a lot of stuff. So you're getting a great deal when you order the whole suite. And like I said, I'm giving you discount and the class for free. Now there's a $90 bundle. So that's a second chance. You know, if you don't want to get the whole suite, you're getting the stamp set and the dies. You're getting the twine, because that's a fun thing to have, even for more cards. The Memories and More cards, and then the class I'm giving you a discount on. So these two bundles I'm actually giving you some discounts on. The $60 class, say you already have this stamp set, and you don't need to get the bundle and the dies. You could just get the Memories and More cards and the designer paper, because that's pretty too, and then pay for the class, and I'll pre-cut all the pieces for you and ship it to you for $60. Now for $35, say you have the stamp set, you have the bundle, and maybe you don't want the designer paper, you just want me to pre-cut the pieces, and you want to just get the pack of Memories and More cards, then that's $35. Now some of you have, I know a few of you have ordered the whole suite, you have everything. So for $22, that's just the class. I'll pre-cut all the pieces, send it to you, and then you can follow along with me. Now for free, if you have all this stuff, and you have Whisper White thick cardstock, if you have the Balmy Blue cardstock, you have those Memory and More cards pieces, and you want to just watch and stamp with me on Friday, May 1st, because I want to give people time to order by April 18th, and let me know which option you want. On Friday, May 1st, I'll do a little live, and I'll stamp all these cards. We'll stamp them together, which I thought would be kind of fun. So because you can't come visit me, I thought I'll make these cards, and you can kind of follow along. When I ship them to you, I will have pre-cut pieces. So this is where, again, if you pay for the class, like I'll have already pre-cut this pretty frame for you, and I'll have trimmed down the piece, and I'll have these pieces all sitting in an envelope so you know which ones, all the appropriate pieces for each card. So you can pull out a card, and I'll say pull out card number 1, and you'll take your envelope that's labeled card number 1, and we'll kind of do them together. So this is a really cool suite, and they're just pretty much blues, a little bit of brown, but ones that you could send to guys or girls, because I would love a little happy day card with a sailboat. I love being out on the water. So I love that this is pretty neutral enough. It could be, these cards could be sent to men or women, children or adults. They're all really fun, and I will pre-cut enough for 6 cards, and you'll get the envelopes too. You'll get all the pieces. Now, when I send you stuff, this is where if you don't have the stamp set, if you don't get the stamp set, you'll have to use your own stamp set, and your own, inks are not included in any of these either. So hopefully you have Night of Navy ink or something close. So you'll be using your own inks. I cannot stamp anything ahead of time for you. That is something in the Stampin' Up's guidelines or rules. We cannot stamp any images for you. So you either have to have the stamp set or order it, or use a different stamp set when making these if you want to do it with me on Friday, May 1st. Okay? So those are my class options. I hope some of you join me in that. It would be fun to have some visitors stamp with me on that Friday night. And then I'm going to try something earlier on the day that everything's due. So hopefully people will let me know by April 18th what kind of kit you want. And I'll post this to my site too. A free event, if you want to come to stamp with me on Saturday evening, April 18th, which is my sister's birthday. I'm going to do a live, just a designer paper stamp camp. So like the day before on Friday, I'll tell everybody, I'll get in my Drew Daily Stampin' Facebook page, and I'll give you what you need. You'll just need 2 pieces of designer paper, and I'll tell you kind of what are some other things you need. So if you get that all together, I'll just do a little stamp camp with you and show you how to make either 6 to 8 cards just using a few pieces of designer paper, making some simple cards together. Again, I'm just trying to get us kind of together, even though we can't really be together. So if there's anything that you want to order this month, this is the hostess code right now, and my friend Judy is the hostess, so anything that you order will actually help her get more free stuff. If you can't see that well, it's capital BYERBJ7K is that hostess code. And that's when you go to my stamp set, or my website, thetruedaily.stampinup.net, and you order anything. If you put the hostess code in, that just gives the hostess credit. So not a huge deal if you forget that, but for Judy, it's a big deal because she'll get more free stuff. So those are some kit options. I'll remind you again, Saturday 18th, I'll do a free, just a designer paper stamp cap for anyone who wants to stamp with me, and I'll just kind of guide you through it. As far as things that you can order right now, some things are on back order. So I did want to give you a list of things that are on back order, because there are some. This isn't even the whole list. Again, like I warned you, we are having to give everybody grace, right? I'm so proud that Stampin' Up is still making shipping work, and they're still getting in. They're still getting into the warehouse, but for their safety of all their workers, they're trying to do shifts of how that works, and even putting orders together. They're doing that on and off shifts. So shipping may be a little delayed. There's things that they get shipped from China. So we have a bigger back order than we normally do. But I'm impressed with how much Stampin' Up has still been able to deliver to us. So trying to see the silver lining these days in all things, right, guys? So the Ornate Thanks Bundle, which is the border dies and the stamp set here, if you just wanted that bundle, is on back order. So you can still order it, but they are not going to start shipping again until May 4th. Because I keep playing with them. I think they've been so popular. That was not a shocker to me that these have been popular. So I love all the words. Isn't this awesome, guys? All these, it's not like, they're still clear enough you can see it pretty, you can read it pretty well, all the script. You could say, seriously, so grateful, thanks ever so much from the bottom of my heart. You could say, I'm so grateful, just wanted to say thanks. You made my day. Here's a card you could put on the inside. You're amazing from all of us for all you do. So that stamp set and these awesome border dies are what come with that bundle. So those are on back order till May 4th. Ornate Garden Suite. So the whole suite, if you want it all, so you could get things earlier if you just order piece by piece. The Ornate Garden Suite, the whole suite together, is on back order, so you can still order it all. But I think there's a couple things. Hey, Mindy. And hi, Gemma. You guys are both watching me. I'm so glad you guys have stuff to play with. Hope you're playing and making somebody's day. So the whole suite, if you want it all, which is there's 2 spools of ribbon, 2 different suites. You can order the whole thing if you're willing to wait till July 13th is when they're ordering like 16,000 more of the whole suites because it's been so popular. Let me show you. What else is in the suite are these pretty faceted gilded golden gems. These are the 2 colors of ribbon, terracotta tile and old olive, I believe, are in there. The designer paper is gorgeous, as I've showed you before. And the other bundle, oh my goodness, I can't even tell you how much I've used these ornate frames. Are just awesome. I love them. I can't get enough of these. They're so pretty. They make a little bit of a mess, but they're so
Mom?
worth it. Yes, honey. And that matches with the ornate style. This it's like all flowers with the frames. What, honey?
Can I get some more gum?
Yes. Can you ask Colt to get you a piece? So just the border dies, if you just want the dies. Okay, we'll go ask him. The ornate border dies, the die ones that I showed you, you can also order, but they're on hold till May 4th. Our Memento black pad, which, oh my goodness, I use this. This is my to-go black, and it works great with the blends. I love this pad. It's also on back order. More's coming this month, April 27th. In the Tropics dies and the Timeless Tropical bundle, those tropical things that I showed you a few weeks ago, they're coming out soon, so you can still order them. They're just not going to be here till April 27th. Label Me Fancy Punch is coming very soon, April 13th. So again, these are all ones you can order now. They just will come later. Now, not orderable ones, the Honeybee Bundle, boo, I'm so sad. These are issues that they're having with shipping from China and stuff. The Bonanza Bunnies, the one with the cute toucan and the lion and the koala, the TBD is just to be determined. They don't know yet when they're going to get those available again. So Sentimental Bundle, which is one of my favorite bundles. I love those dies. They're not sure when they're going to be back. Snail Refill, because everyone needs more of that, is coming soon, April 20th. Now the detailed bead dies are going to be available to order again April 20th. So watch. I know a few of you just got the stamp set and are waiting for those dies to come back. So April 20th, you can't order them now, but it's coming really soon. So this month you could get those. I know Carol, specifically one of my friends, is waiting for those dies to come. And you might want them after today. So that's just a list of things back ordered and not orderable right now. Hopefully we can all just live, have patience. To show off more reasons why you want this Ornate Garden Suite. This background, the embossing folder, I forgot to tell you about that. is in that suite too. This cluster of flowers. And this whole big rectangle is part of the suite. So it goes with any stamp set. So I used this with the tulips. I wanted to show you others that I've made. I showed you using those pigment sprinkles colors, but I used the frame from the Ornate. Here I used the border and another border with the mountains. And this one I used the embossing folder and the little Ornate frame with my bird ballad. I had I had fussy cut some of the birds out of that designer paper. So, oh my goodness, these frames and Ornate things can work with any stamp set. Flowers, tulips, birds, mountains, it can be with anything. So, I really do love it. And I've already showed you like 5 to 10 cards I've made with that, but I wanted to show you more. Because I'm not kidding. I cannot stop playing with these. These frames are so gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Isn't this pretty with blues? I'm having fun coloring this big in the Ornate, the one with the flowers. There's so many different ways to color it. So there's blue and greens. Here's colors that kind of match our designer paper, and the designer paper is so pretty. And it's fun to emboss. You're saying in white, and here I embossed in white, and then I also used my just my white craft, so that's a little more subtle. You made my day. Oh my goodness, look how pretty this one is in the poppy red mixed with the petal pink, so that light pale pink. And then I brushed over with my Wink of Stella glitter brush some sparkle over the flowers. So fun. And I colored these in with blends. Sorry, my husband just tried to call me. He must forget that it's Wednesday and I have my live video. When you want to leave the daisies white, I actually used my light Pool Party blend to just put a little bit of blue in there, kind of like shadowing. So there's a little bit of color, so you don't leave it just perfectly white. And that's one way to kind of get a white daisy look. Here's the border, and the designer paper has that foil on it. Leah, you're laughing that Joe's trying to call me. Here I used some of the honeycomb dies from our honey bead bundle that I'm going to show you quickly. And just, oh my goodness, the stuff from the Ornate Garden is just so fun to layer. Little pieces, if you've got scrap paper from that designer paper, cutting pieces. And there's little flowers in the border ones to cut out the little flowers. And then I added those gold gems in there. And, you know, so fun to have a little sparkly border as well. So that's a pretty one. Here's a total different one with some yellow gingham paper. And then I used the smaller flower in that stamp set. And then I used my stitched rectangles. So I didn't use any of the dies, but I still used the flower. And some fun bright colors. So those are some more cards. Oh my goodness, I just keep playing with this stuff because it's so beautiful. I love it. Okay, so enough show and tell. If you want to see what you've come to, the bundle that you've come to look at. Now, again, these dies are available April 20th. And until 5 other people need. Mendy, those new dies that I just showed you, the Ornate dies, are available right now. You can order them now, but some of them are on back order and won't be coming till later. All that stuff is sneak preview of things that are coming in the new catalog, but they're letting you actually order it now. So that's where, if you missed, oops, that's not the right sheet. If you want it all, the whole suite is like $136. Now, if you wait to get the whole suite, everything that coordinates, you're going to wait till July. If you want just a couple of the bundles, so the Ornate Thanks bundle, and that goes with the border dies, you could order it right now. That's $154,115, and you would wait till May to get it. That's still before the big catalog comes out. So there's some things that are on back order, some that are not in that Ornate Garden Suite. I can talk to you more about that. And yes, the bees are super fun. So here's the stamp set, Honey Bee stamp set. It's got a few different phrases. Hello, thank you, celebrate every moment, thinking of you, sweet friend. I love this one, wishing you sunshine and happiness. Some flowers. And then I love now that the dies, you can slip that right into the case too, so you don't lose them. And the die cuts out the honeycomb, the big and the small bee. There's an ornate bee that it cuts out the 2 flowers and this little honeycomb thing. I left my thank you. I haven't used that one yet because when you peel all the white backing off of the stamps, I just wanted to show you when you're for those of you who are a little newer to stamping, I keep this backing in here because then it's a place for me to put my stamps back and remember how many are in there and all that. So when you first get your stickers and your stamp set, when you place it down on the gray, so the red rubber is sticking up, and you move your stickers over here, so I'll take even my dies out for now. I usually stick my sticker sheet over here, and if you see, everything coordinates and lines up. The stickers line up exactly where they are in the rubber, okay? So the only sticker that I haven't done was that thank you that I just took out of here. So I'm just showing you how I do it. Some people only do one, lift up one side at a time, but there's this waxy side is what you peel off. Okay, and both sides are sticky, so that's where you have to be careful. So the waxy side you peel off, and then you're going to line up, and this is where, I don't know, when I'm putting my stickers on it, it reminds me of when I put Legos together. So I line up one edge of so I make sure that it's lined up, and then I start pressing down, and I usually kind of press down one side. This is kind of a smaller stamp. And then I just lift it up, and your sticker is sticking there. And these stickers are very, very sticky. That sticks to my finger, and it's not going to move, okay? So our stickers are nice and sticky. They didn't used to be. I like how they've changed it. You just have to be careful when you're peeling off. So if I stuck this to my block, you have to be careful after you've been stamping a while. You want to make sure that you get the corner of your sticker off and peel it up. You don't want to just pull it off, or you could rip that foam. Okay, so you want to make sure you lift it up carefully when you take your stamps off. And after a while, if you've touched your stamps a lot, you've gotten oils from your fingers on there, it won't be quite as sticky, but I like how sticky our stickers are. Yes, Mindy, I know. I'm asking you to be patient and wait till June. I think you can still order some of those dies, and then you'll be ready to use them when the new die cut machine comes out, because it's going to be wider, it's going to be nicer. I'm even going to get the new one when it comes. And that should be June, I think, June or July, that the new die cutting machine should come. They haven't given us an exact date, but they're trying to do it as close to when the new catalog comes out, I believe. So, Mandy, I hope that's coming soon for you, because you're going to have so much fun using the dies when you get them. Okay, so that is the honeybee bundle, the stamp set and the dies. And just some show and tell first before we get into, I will show you how to make a few cards. But I wanted to show you, oftentimes we forget those main stamps can be a background. So this is super simple. If you didn't have dies, you could just use a big circle punch. We do have up to, I think, a 2 1/4 circle punch. And then I just colored it in with the blends, with the yellow. Here, if you didn't have this ornate border from that Ornate Garden Suite, you really could just keep it simple and stamp the bees and the hello. And then I did a little doodling around the edges there. But I kept that just black and white, pretty much. Here, I did a little bit more. So if you're wanting to step it up a little bit, you have the dies. Here, I embossed the top two, or the bottom and the top B's, the bigger ones, in the copper embossing powder. And then put a die cut one in the middle and a little bannered hello. And this is actually from the Botanical Prints. But then after I embossed and then I sponged over in the Coastal Cabana here, then I actually, if you can see the paper's got texture to it, I put that subtle embossing folder in there before I added all the other elements. So that's stepping up a little bit with embossing powder. I have to be honest, I don't really like how this one turned out. To me, it looks too busy with all the things I cut out. But I'm still showing it to you. I went a little crazy with all the little things you can cut out with the ornate dies. But I just said, hello, my friend, kept it in the blues and golds. These are super simple. Now, these are right up my alley because they look so ornate, but that's because the dies do all the work for you. So one of those dies from the Ornate Garden, I just cut it out and I kept the white piece that it cut off. And I just stamped the bee in the same purple posy, thinking of you, sweet friend. There are 2 hearts in the dies with the bees too. So this was actually really easy and fast to put together. But it looks so pretty and intricate, doesn't it? Thanks, Chris, for the love. And here on the bees, so your classic black and white and yellow colors. This is the bright pineapple punch yellow. I did the little honeycomb and I did the ornate borders on top. My husband's coming home. He's probably wondering why I didn't listen to his message. So aren't those pretty? Those are a few examples. So from easy to stepping it up a little bit with the dies. You can do, so even if you don't have the dies, you can make some simple cards with those bees. And let me show you. Let me show you how to do a couple. I always like showing you how to do different things. This is just a white, the thick white as a base. And if you have multiple colors, here I sponged over the foil paper, added a little gold foil paper as a little strip, and then I actually added this white piece on top of the card. So it was a nice even thing here. And then I added the hello in the middle there. So if you have different colors, you can kind of mix and match with colors. The bees don't have to be black and white, or, we're going purple and yellow there. But here, I'm going to show you, I know, the bee attitudes, and you could say, be mine. There's a lot of things you could say with your bees. So this one, I used some light gray gingham paper, and I've already put that on the side. So again, just white designer paper, or white thick cardstock. And I'm going to stamp Celebrate in the middle. Now here, I won't add, unless I get it crooked. I'm going to see, I haven't put this down yet, but I'm kind of placing them where I want it to be so I can kind of gauge where I want my saying to be. So celebrate every moment. Now I can move. I kind of want the celebrate every moment to be in the center of all the busyness here. So I'll put my yellow, or I'm going to actually color it in yellow again. I think it's fun sometimes when you're doing mostly neutral colors to add a little bit of color. So again, I'll use my pineapple punch and color that in. And then with the bee, you could either use Tombow glue. I like being fast. Again, I'm a lazy stamper. So I just kind of found two of the bigger spaces that I could find. I know these are kind of intricate designs, but on the corners of his wings, and I'm just putting a couple glue dots on his wings. And then I'll just fold that over so we don't get sticky on. And then I'll put the big B. Right over the celebrate every moment. Isn't that fun? So very, very busyness. Mandy, you're still going with the busy bee. Yes, you could do a lot of things with, make up a lot of your own sayings using bee. A lot of things. Fun. So celebrate over moment, a little hello. Same thing, but this is stepped up with the dies, doing the intricate one instead of stamping it. So again, you can do the same thing without the dies, but super simple. Now, if I wanted, oftentimes when it's very simple, I love my corner punch. I use this all the time. So I'm sticking both sides in at the same time so that they're exactly the same corners. Press down and it takes those corners off, and that just gives it a rounded edge. Isn't that so pretty? Just changes the shape just a little bit when it's such a simple card. So there's one. That took me like less than a minute to do, guys. Now I want to show you two more. I cut out with the little honeycomb die, and then I cut out the honeycombs in gold foil. And then the honeycomb that I'd cut out, I used on a separate card. So again, when you cut out pieces, don't always throw them away. You can use them. So this is a really simple card. And if you can see, I used the honeycomb that I'd cut out as a die. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And I'll make two cards similar to these two. And then we'll be done, guys, okay? So first card. I've cut out the honeycomb out of this. The foil paper is kind of pretty, but I think I'm going to use the brighter colors this time just to show you a little bit different. Okay, now I'm going to use terracotta tile. So on this one I used my petal pink, and then I used a little bit darker pink to show some ombre kind of effect. Which maybe I'll do that a little bit on this one too. So I'm going to use my sponge daubers. I'm going to lay down, so I just cut this out of my thick white. I'm going to lay this down, and I'm going to put it up, one up in a corner here. And this is going to be a lot darker because this terracotta tile color is a lot darker than that light petal pink. Now, while I'm still holding this, oh hi, and my husband's home. I'm sorry I didn't, I'm almost done. I got 2 more cards to make. They're fast. All right, I gotta move my hand here. My husband's got something important to share with me. He's just gonna have to wait. All right, so I used the terracotta tile. Now I'm gonna use my sponge dauber that I've used for some yellow, and I'm using the pineapple punch, and I'm gonna mix that right over the terracotta tile. All right. Ooh, isn't that fun? So pretty. I'm telling you guys, sponging is so fun. Now I'm going to go off the edge, so I want to use a little bit of scrap paper here on this corner. So I'm going to start again with my terracotta tile. Isn't it fun? Sponging is so much fun. I love it. And it looks different every time you do it. And the harder you press, the darker it's going to be. I'm not pressing very hard at all because this is a dark color. Belong to Jesus. Oh, I love that, Mendy. That's a great one. That's the best one so far that I've heard. Thanks, Gemma. I love that one. We could remind people that they do belong to Jesus. he wants them to. All right, so I'm kind of blending the middle together. And then when you take that off, ooh, isn't that fun? A little bit yellow. And so again, that was Pineapple Punch was my yellow. All right. And then the terracotta tile, which I'll close for now, but I am going to stamp again. Okay, I've already scored my paper in half. Now, you see how I kept it open and I did it. There's actually a little color on the back, which is totally fine. Now I can stamp and put this. I don't know, guys. What do you think? After I put, this is terracotta tile in there, but the yellow doesn't really match, does it? So I'm thinking I might do the more basic. And what I'll do, ooh, guys, just had a great idea. See, this is where you can always improvise. I'm going to sponge over the foil paper, darken the center, and then I'm not even going to re-ink my yellow, and I'm just going to get a little yellow in there. And maybe I'll even use my sponge dauber to sponge around the edges here. Give it a little bit more depth. All right, so I was going to use that side, but I just changed my mind. Ooh, isn't that pretty? Sponged over that. So, fun how you can change your plans on a moment's notice. I'm going to add just 2 dimensionals back there. I'm keeping my terracotta tile open because I want to add some of the bees like I did. So I'll add the little honeycomb there. And my little bee, I'm going to ink up just a light tap tap. I'm going to ink up one bee here. One will be flying up here. And what do you guys think? Should I add? I had a black one possibly, but I think I'll keep them all terracotta tile. And I added some bling onto this bee. Isn't he cute? So I'll put a dimensional on here, on this bee. I'll have to tell Carol. My friend Carol has the suite or got the suite. We'll put that bee right there. And if you want to step it up a little bit, like I did with this card, I just drew little dotted lines. I have a black marker. So my Stampin' Right marker, there's like a brush tip that you can color right on your rubber, and then there's a writing tip. So with that thin tip, I just did a little lines. Boop, boop, boop. Let me pick up the corner here. I'm going to go all the way under. And this one, I did a little loopy. Loopy loop. And what do you think? Since I've got a little black detail, maybe I will add my sentiment. I was going to just stick with terracotta tile, but I'm going to do my sentiment in black. And maybe this one I'll say just hello. Hello, and on this inside, like Gemma said, you belong to Jesus. How fun! Okay, so when you cut out of your designer paper, that little piece can be used as a fun little accent. So that's a fun way to use your those honeycomb pieces as a little stencil. Isn't that fun? You guys like it? Send me the love. You still there? Thanks, Mindy. Okay, I have one more card to show you. One similar to this, but I'm going to do something a little bit different. I don't often show you guys my stamparatus. The stamparatus is for those of you who are scared to stamp, or when you don't get it stamped up enough and then you stamp it down and oh no, you didn't get it all. This is for perfect placement. So I'll show you what I did. She loves it, yay. For this is, so that was the piece that I just put on this card that I cut out of this designer paper. And I want the honeycomb, I'm going to stamp the honeycomb so that it fits right inside here. So I haven't even taped this down, but I put it where I wanted it to be. Then I took my stamp, before I stuck it up here, I put my stamp and I lined it up in here. And then I wanted to make sure it lines up, and it does. And I see where I've got my card base lining up against the 1 inch and the bottom line here. So I'm even going to remove this for now. And it's a good thing I know where I put my card, because it was lined up on that 1 inch and on the bottom line. I'm gonna, now you get 2 magnets with this. They are really hardy magnets. I never use both my magnets at the same time, because they will click together and then break. Okay, so I only use 1 magnet at a time, at all times. Okay, so now that I've saw where that was lined up, I'm going to ink it up. And this is terracotta tile again. This is where having, when you ink up your stamps on the stamparatus, sometimes you can make a little bit of a mess. So it's nice to have a chamois or something to clean it. But I did a pretty good job not getting the whole board messy. Okay, so I'm going to stamp down and press all over it. Now this is where, oh, I see a little bit of blotches there. I don't like that. If you want your image to be darker, again, because it's still in the same place that I stamped, and it hasn't moved off of my window sheet, I can just re-ink it, press down again, and it's going to be exactly where I just stamped it. So this is where the benefit of having the stamparatus is. The perfect placement is awesome. It's really nice. This is really great for if you wanted to make a bunch of these and you're making mass production. See, now I don't see any of those blotches anymore, and it's much darker. Okay, so now I'll take this off, remove my and I'm putting this on a white card base. Now, if I wanted to step it up, this covers a whole card front. I cut it so that it would cover a whole card front. If I want to step it up a little bit more before I add, and here, when I add that, it'll be just right lined up. Isn't that nice? I love the perfect placement of it. But I'm going to step it up a little bit more, and I'm going to emboss using the embossing folder. So I'll show you. So this embossing folder that is from the Ornate Garden Suite. The folders are awesome. I'm just going to fold it right inside of my folder, run it through my Big Shot. And I did want to tell you, there's with a lot of the newest 3D texture, I think they're called 3D texture plates, you need the blue plate. It's just a little bit thinner or something than the cutting pad, and it works perfectly with our the newest 3D texture things that are come out. And that's why I have a little purple, it's purplish blue. I have a little purple dot on all of my newer ones so I know which plate to use. Now, isn't that fun? That texture is now over that. I already stamped it. And now I'm going to put, I think I'll pop it up. Whenever I use embossing folder, we're almost done, guys. Thanks for hanging in, even on this pretty day. I'm telling you, another reason or another way that I stay not crazy in all this coronavirus stuff is I'm so thankful for the sunshine. Aren't you guys thankful for the sunshine? I've been really thankful to go outside and trim down my bushes and see the green popping up. I do try to get outside. Stamping and making cards is therapeutic for me, but I really do try to get outside every once in a while, and I love seeing the green popping up. Don't you guys love seeing the flowers and the things? New growth, flowers popping up, new life. I love it. So, yes, Evelyn, I think you can still get the blue plate. In fact, I think they even mention it in our mini catalog. Now that you say that, or you ask that. Yes, everybody. Thank you, Evelyn, for that question. The 3D embossing folder plate. So anytime you see a 3D texture, because this one with the tropical one, it's on page 11 of the spring catalog. It's a $10 plate, but let me tell you, you can try different shims, but when I was trying that before I got the plate, and then when I got this plate, I was like, oh my goodness, this is perfect. So if you haven't gotten the 3D embossing folder plate, I would order it. It's $149,658. It's just a $10 plate, and it really helps bring out the best in those 3D texture embossing plates. Thanks for the question, Evelyn. Now I can pop this up on some, because I love, you guys know, I love dimensionals. And then you can decorate it however you want. I'm not going to fully decorate it because you at least have saw, or you were able to see how awesome something, the stamparatus works for something like that when you want to line something up perfectly. And I just center it, and that honeycomb is stamped inside there and it's embossed. And then I could add a little bee and a sentiment and keep it I can't talk now. Keep it easy and simple. But isn't that fun how different those came out, just with different colors? Little hello with the yellow and terracotta tile. This is a little bit more subtle colors, a little bit more elegant and pretty, but I love them all. I like the bright ones and I like the subtle ones. Okay, so little review of what we did. We made some cards like this, really simple, easy cards like this, using it as a stencil. Some pretty cards here. The honeybee bundle is a great bundle to use. Oh, real quick, this was a real simple card I made with those flowers from that Ornate Garden, and I wanted to show you. It's been a while since I showed you coloring with the blends. Usually I use the lightest color first, and I'll color in almost, sometimes I'll leave a little bit of a white edge, but here I colored everything but one flower so that I could show you. Wonder where my husband's going. I hear the van. Then I come back, and I usually like going around the center darker, and I'll go around some of the places that I would think have a little bit more shading. And at first it looks a little weird, but then when you go back, and I'm using the biggest tip, when you go back with the blends, the lighter one, you're blending, this is why they're called blends, you're blending the dark in with the light. And sorry, my battery's saying it's low. You blend it all together, and then there's still more of that shadowing, but the dark and light have kind of been blended together. And if you don't like how it's blended, there's a color lifter. A color lifter color. And again, there's a big tip and a little tip. But if you want to make some, like the sun shining on a couple spots and really lift and make it lighter, you can make certain spots even brighter, and it will lift some of the color. And even after I colored this in yesterday, and it's lifting some of my purple and making it a little bit lighter. So it doesn't totally erase the color, but it lifts the color a little bit if you want. Like if you were coloring on a balloon, you could make the shine things, if that makes sense. So on this card, really simple, and then I used my ovals to stamp that flower. On the centers, if you see some shine, I actually used my fine tip glue pen to add a little bit of glossy center on the flowers. So I'm seriously so grateful for you guys who came. I'm seriously so grateful for Stampin' Up. They're part of my therapy and all this crazy coronavirus. Thank you guys for coming to visit. I hope you had fun looking at bright colors, and I hope you find ways to get outside, dance a little bit, put on fun music, find ways to keep yourself sane, ladies. Love you all. Let me give you final, if you're just coming on towards the end here, oops, I almost knocked everything down, that if you'd like to do my April to Go kit with the Sail Away 6 cards, but if you order the whole suite, you'll have enough to make lots more than 6 cards. You'll have enough to make like 60 cards if you order the whole suite. So lots of options in how to get that. I will post this on my page too, in case you need to look back, or if you have questions, private message me and let me know. You need to order any of the kits options by April 18th. So I have time to pre-cut everything. And then May 1st, you can stamp with me. You watch me on Facebook Live. And then April 18th, that Saturday, I will also do a designer series paper stamp camp with anyone who wants to stamp with me on that Saturday night in another live. And that's totally free. You just will pull out your own stuff and we'll stamp with what you have. All right. So thanks again. Have a wonderful day. Talk to you later. Bye.